everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. Today I want to show you the note card holder that I shared on my blog today that was part of the Stampin' Dreams Anything But a Card blog hop. So we were challenged to create something that wasn't a card. So what I did was create this note card holder. Now this was done, my upline, my team leader, Allison Sullivan, showed us this, and we all made this as part of the Christmas party for the Canada Inks Up team. And so I can't take credit for this, but it's an origami note card holder. There's no adhesive to putting this together, just when you decorate the front. So let me switch over to my desktop and I'll show you how this is done. Okay, so this is the note card holder. And you can see on this one I've used the Ornate Garden stamp set and paper, and then the dies. Now the card I'm going to show you today, or the note card holder I'm going to show you today, actually uses the Art Gallery stamp set and the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper, because I have completely run out of the Designer Series paper that goes along with the Ornate Garden. It's so pretty. This is the ribbon there's a ribbon in Calypso Coral and Old Olive. So it opens up and it perfectly holds 3 note cards. And I've decorated these note cards with just a strip of the coordinating Designer Series paper. And then added the stamps, the thank you, or the thanks stamp. So this, as I said, this goes together without any adhesive. You can kind of see. So this is a piece of 12 by 12, and there is no adhesive holding this note card holder together, only on the front where I've decorated it. So let's put this back together, and I will show you how this is done. Okay. So as I said, I'm using the Art Gallery stamp set and this beautiful Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. So let me bring in my trimmer. So this is a piece of 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. So what you're going to do is you're going to score this at 2 inches. So this is all 2 inches on one side, and then 5 3/4 on that same side. And then it's 6 1/4. And 6 1/4, there it is there. And then 10 inches. So all of the measurements for this and these instructions will be on my blog. So if you're not getting this written down, don't worry, you can always go out to my blog and get it. So again, 2 inches, 5 3/4, 6 1/4, and 10. Now turn it 90 degrees, and you're going to score again on this side at 2 1/2 and 8 1/4. Okay. There we go. So that's the scoring done. Put my trimmer away. So the first thing that you want to do is, if I bring mine in again, take this out, open this up. So the first thing that you want to do, oops, let's bring this in, is you're going to fold in all 4 corners. So depending on which way you want which you want to be kind of the focus on the front or the inside, I think I'm going to try and have this on the outside. So let's see, we can always flip it. But what we're going to do is, on this score line, you're going to just use your finger, just put your finger there on that score line and fold in so that the edge of the paper is even with that first score line. You're going to do this in all 4 corners. So again, fold these corners in, turn it, and do the same on this side. Just use your finger as a guide. Use your bone folder to get a good crease. And then one last one over here. Oopsie, like this. So, yeah. So now I've got all 4 of these corners done. And then we're going to take and fold on the score lines like this. So that little flap is now, that corner that you folded over is now tucked under. So give this a good burnish with your bone folder. You need your bone folder for this. And the same on this side. So the way I've got this going is I've got this going so that this will be the inside. Okay, I think that's okay. If I want some, I'll make another one. Okay, so now I want to turn this over. So now we've still got this. Okay, so this is what we have right here, like this. So now we want to turn this over and fold these 2 flaps in. Okay, so I want to turn this over and we want to now fold. These will be 2 different sizes, so don't worry, but they're different widths. So that's folded in. And then this one was the one, I believe this was a 2.5 inch score. So they are different. So I'm just kind of burnishing as I go and creasing as this, because the paper gets thick and you just want to kind of get, okay. All right, so this, the way to keep these from falling apart is you're just going to tuck one of these sides underneath the other side. And again, that's a little thick, so I'm just going to go in and give it a burnish. Okay, looking like a note folder. All right, and now you've got the 2 center score lines. So you're going to fold those, give it a good crease, and fold the other one, oops, like that, and give it a good crease. So there's my note card holder, all held together without adhesive. Okay, so let me pull this apart, and I'm just going to go over that again in case that was a little fast. So you've got your piece, you're going to take and you're going to fold in the corner on all 4 sides. Okay, so I've folded all the corners in exactly the same. Then you're going to take this side, so these are the 2 inch, this is the 2 inch score line, so you're going to fold down on that 2 inch score line on both sides. Okay, so it now looks like that. You're going to turn this over, flip it, and you're going to fold this score line and this score line inwards. So this is now the inside of my note card holder, and I'm going to tuck, in this case I've tucked the bottom into the top, but it doesn't matter, you're going to just tuck one of these into the other one. And then you're going to fold on each of these. This is the backing, the kind of the spine of your card, or your note card holder. So I did actually get the flowers on the outside. That's pretty. Okay, so now what I've got to decorate is I cut out in advance. This is cut out of terracotta tile, which is one of the colors in this really pretty fine art floral. And I've done this using the ornate dies. Okay, and then I've got a piece of basic white that I have cut out of using the Stitch So Sweetly. This is the medium size Stitch So Sweetly rectangle. And then I've got 3 pieces of the coordinating, the same designer series paper. This are cut 1 inch by 5 inches. And these are what I'm going to use to decorate my note cards in just a minute. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I've got the terracotta tile, and I'm going to stamp on this piece. This is the one, the big flower, and I'm going to stamp it all in terracotta tile. but I'm actually going to stamp off before I do that. This side, there you go, in the middle. Oh, it's not pretty. Okay, and now I've got this little tiny flower, and I'm going to stamp. I'm using terracotta tile, and I'm just going to use the full strength, and I'm going to go over it. I probably could have stamped off twice, but that's okay. I'm going to just, it gives a little bit of depth to it. Before I get my fingers in it, my sleeve in it. Okay, so I'm going to use dimensionals to pop this. I never have enough dimensionals, in my opinion. Oops. Backings I find all over the place. Found one on my dog the other day. Don't know how she got in it, but okay, yes. There we go. Now this is going to go on here, and I've got the gold. This is the really pretty fine art ribbon. So I'm going to just take a piece of this and I'm going to wrap it around. Now I want to make sure I've got enough to tie a bow, so I'm probably going to have more than I need here, but I don't want to skimp on the size of the bow. So I'm just going to keep that a piece. So this is, let's see, this is about 21 inches or so. Probably don't need quite that much, but I will just want to make sure I've got enough to tie a bow. Now what you want to do is take your Stampin' Seal or a glue dot and just put a little bit along here to hold this ribbon in place, just so it doesn't slip. And then I'm going to do it on the back as well, just so it doesn't slip off the back. There we go. That gold just adds just enough. Okay. And then I'll put this, and again I'm going to use dimensionals. I just love this paper. I don't know if you've seen, Stampin' Up! Just put out some videos of how this paper was created. It is amazing. One of their design team actually painted the images behind this, and so one of the videos is a kind of time-lapse video of her painting this exact designer series paper. Oh my gosh, it's stunning. And then there is another one with the paper that is the navy color. Oops, I've got some. It's the funny color. The navy with the Poppy Parade and Bumblebee. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Okay, so there's my note card holder all put together, and the only adhesive on here is the dimensionals and then holding the ribbon. So I've got 3 of the note cards. These are great note cards. These are a little smaller than the regular size card. So these will be a 5-inch by, let's see, I always forget, 5 inches by 3.5 inches when they're folded, but they're the perfect size for this little note card holder. I have made this note card holder to fit a regular 5.5 or 4.25 by 5.5 inch size card, but you do have to use adhesive for it. You can't just tuck it all together. So, but I did it out of a piece of designer series paper that is 12 by 12. So again, I've cut 3 pieces of my designer series paper, and I'm just going to adhere these down just to give these note cards some color. Right up against the edge of, that's now I'm going to use the other side. So you could put them on different places if you want, but I'm just going to put them all on the edge, on the left edge of my card. I think I do. Like that. that. Okay, now I also have, I'm going to stamp in terracotta tile again. And I've got, there are some really nice sentiments on the art gallery stamp set. So I'm just going to stamp down here in the bottom. So that one will say thank you. Oh, I'm going to have to find something. I've got ink on my fingers. Ah, we'll have to fix that. Does that happen to you? It happens to me. Ah. And then this one says best wishes. And let's see. Oh, and that will actually fit. I wasn't sure if this I'm thinking of you would actually fit in here, but it will. There we go. Now, where's that card? The one. I'm going to have to, I wasn't going to stamp on here, but I'm going to cover up this by putting a flower on that one. There. Now you can't see where I had my little mistake. Darn. Okay. All covered up. Okay, so that will be the inside of my card, and then there's the 3 envelopes, so we'll just tuck those in behind. These go in like this, and then just tie a nice bow. I'm not going to trim this, even though I have lots of ribbon here, but this is going to get tied and untied, so I just want to give enough ribbon so that whoever gets this, whoever I decide to give this to, will have enough to be able to tie it and untie it. Let me trim it just a touch so that it's a little more even. There we go. There. So I'll bring in, this was the one I did in the ornate garden that I had pulled apart to show you. It's back together. See how easy it goes back together? Just tuck that. So in this one I actually used my Stampin' blends to color this really pretty image. There we go. Now I have a couple of little gifts to give. Not sure who I'll give them to. I could put some embellishments on here if I want, but I'm okay. The little gold ribbon is just perfect for this. All right. So switch back to my other camera. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's such a fun project to make, and I'd love to see some of your projects. If you have questions, please post them underneath the video or on my blog. The link to my blog with the written instructions for this, as well as the template with the measurements, will be on my blog, so you'll be able to go out and get that. So you can also post questions there. So I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel while you're here. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks everybody for joining me. Bye.